This podcast is part of the A3K network. For more information, visit www.anime3000.com.
What's up, everybody? You're listening to the Two Guys in a Mic podcast. I'm Jameer, the Voice Durham, and joining me in the show will be the laughing man himself, Michael Martinez. We're dedicated to giving you the best in anime news, reviews, and convention coverage, and we can also be found hosting the A3K podcast on anime3000.com. Now join us as we review Baka and Test, Summon the Beast. So when we were in high school, do you ever remember high school being fun?
Describe fun.
Fun as in, you know, you had great teachers. You had PE class where you were going. You were always playing basketball or baseball or doing another sport, something that you would consider fun.
I remember my PE classes and sleeping, lots and lots of sleeping.
In class?
Yes.
Dude, I wish I could sleep in my class. I had like the strictest teachers when it came to paying attention. Like they were the anime discipline teachers who would slam the ruler down, or you had those teachers who would pick up like 4 or 5 books, walk over to your desk and just drop them,
or like throw something at you.
Yeah, like chalk.
Yeah. See, my teachers, they were all fucking lazy and they didn't care.
It's like, oh, Michael Martinez is sleeping. Whatever. Do you ever remember being in a class where you had to fight another class with a system that you can summon a miniature chibi-like version of yourself, and the amount of strength that you had was determined by whatever subject you chose?
No, I wish my high school days were better.
Well, that happened in Baka to Test Toshikanju, or in English, Baka and Test Summon the Beast, which is the anime that Mike and I have been tasked with reviewing.
Son of a bitch, they have it good.
Yes, they did.
Lucky bastards.
There's a difference between us and the protagonists of Baka and Test. Like the titular series name, we are not Bakas. Well, I don't consider myself to be an idiot. I'm not the smartest man in the world, but I think I can solve a simple math problem, which is not something that the main character of the series, Akihisa Yoshi, can really do. So, the reason why we're talking about high school is because the main plot of Baka to Test goes like this. We're assuming that it's set in modern-day Japan, right? Since they never said otherwise.
More like a little futuristic.
Yeah.
With this.
Yeah, a little more futuristic Japan, and the series takes place at a school called Fumizuki Academy. And in Fumizuki Academy, the school is divided up into classes. You have your A class, which is where all the smartest people go, the brainiacs and the nerds. Then you have your B class, which is, a little bit under A, C a little bit under B, D a little bit under C, and etc. And then you have your E and F class, which, with F class being home to the most supreme dumb of the dumb.
It was pretty harsh.
Yeah.
It's like, if you get like an F in anything, you're worse than scum. People don't even fucking talk to you.
They have no respect in the school. Since the school's politics, everything is decided by your test score. And in this show, apparently, the people who are in A class, the Fumizuki Academy gives you an aptitude test before you enter, which determines what class you would be put in.
Like college entrance exams?
Yes, just like college entrance exams, except the difference is that in this school, if you score bad on the aptitude test, that means that by scoring bad, you shouldn't have the tools that the people who scored good on their test had.
If, let's say, for example, I scored like really horrible, like close to 0 points, would I be in a class with the draft coming in through the room, cardboard boxes, and really shitty mats that have fluff coming out of them?
Well, actually, you'd start out with small semi-wooden coffee tables. But yes, a drafty room and pillows with fluff coming out of them would probably be something that you would encounter in F class. Also, when you complain to your teacher, they would most likely say, please put up with it. There's a draft coming in through the window. Please put up with it. This pillow's running out of fluff. Please put up with it.
My table's broken.
Please put up with it. Nah, wait, I'm just messing with you. Here's some Gorilla Glue. You can fix it yourself.
Okay, well, at least it's not totally bad.
Now, unfortunately, the other thing that happens with the school is if you're in a class and you don't like your surroundings, you say, I don't want a drafty classroom. I don't want tables with broken legs that I have to, try and prop up by myself to learn things. No, I want somebody else's stuff. I want to go into B class or A class and take some of their things. You could do that. The only problem is you have to participate in what Fumizuki Academy calls a summoner test war. And the summoner test war is exactly what it sounds like. Each student inside the school can summon an avatar of themselves due to the school's built-in summoner test, or the summoner system is what it's called, which can only be activated by a teacher. And whatever subject that teacher teaches is what the field is comprised of when the summoner test war begins.
So if I were to bring a teacher that had a background in fictional writing and she could approve something and I could summon my little chibi version of myself.
Exactly, and the cool thing about that is if you were to be proficient in fictional writing, you would have a very high attack.
It's over 9,000.
In some cases, yes, it was. So if you could go like this. If I was terrible at math, and you were great at math, and you brought a math teacher in, and I had a class, and I fought you, in a summoner test war, a math teacher was comprised of the field, you would probably kick my butt. The show never went into how each avatar was created. It just happened. Like, if you summon it, that's what it looks like.
You gotta wonder, though, do they get to choose the clothings that they want? Or is it just, like, totally random stuff that just, it pops up, it looks like you, and then the clothing is, like, whatever it gives you, and then you stick with it?
I don't know. They never really went into what, that was one of my only gripes with the series, was that they never really went into what the system, or how the system came to be. They never explained the setting. The only thing you know is, this is Fumizuki Academy, this is the summoner test system.
This is where people get their asses kicked.
Exactly. They never went into, how the system came to be, who made it, what it was made for. It was just kind of, you're just kind of thrown into the fact that, okay, Akihisa takes the test, he's put in a class F, and the fact that these people can summon avatars that look just like them but in chibi form to do battle against other classes, that's just the way it is. They don't say that Fumizuki's a prestigious academy and this is the only place that it can be done in. But, it's a comedy series. So nobody really, looks into the whole story aspect of the thing. I guess now's a great time to go into the characters. Like we explained before, Akihisa, the main protagonist, the titler Baka of the show, he's very poor.
Like,
that was
dirt poor.
That was the thing I found funny about him.
Yeah.
He's beyond poor. Like,
I think he'd be lucky to have holographic meatloaf to eat.
Yeah, like Plankton and SpongeBob. Holographic meatloaf, my favorite. Yeah, but he's so poor that the show introduces him when he goes to school and he eats lunch. They say, hey, Akihisa, what do you have for lunch? He says 1/64th of 1/64th of 1/64th of 1/64th of 1/64th of a cup noodle. And no, he said 1/68th.
No, he said 1/64th, but it was actually 1/67th.
Yeah, 1/67th. And the other idiot, Yuji, he's like, wait a minute, of one cup noodle? That's 1/67th, you idiot. He's like, either way, it just looks so terrible, man. Like, it's uncooked, first of all.
It's uncooked, and it's like the size of a crouton.
Exactly.
And he just goes,
it kind of was a crouton.
Yeah, it's like a crouton. He just picks it up and throws it in his mouth. He's like, and he's like, okay, I'm done with.
Thanks for the food. Like, how do you even thank somebody for something that small? That's like me being hungry for 2 days and going into a restaurant and saying, yo, man, I don't need the meal. I just need the after dinner mint. Thanks for the food. And just walking out. I'd be like, that was awesome. No, but he has no food. The one episode that you really see how bad it is when he sits at the table and he's eating dinner and he's like, oh, man, there must be soup in that bowl. He's like, oh, man, hot water soup.
No, it was saltwater soup.
Yeah, it was saltwater soup. It's a good thing I still have sugar water for dessert.
No. Then there was one time where he actually feasted good. He had a shitload of breadcrumbs. And it was in a bowl. I was like, oh shit, he's got some rice. Funny's like, man, these breadcrumbs are awesome.
Like
it tastes like real bread. I was like,
I'm sitting here watching this series, and every time he brings up like his money situation, especially when he has to take the girls out to the movies, which we'll get into in a minute, I was like, you sad bastard. You can't get anything right.
It's even worse when his sister comes in and she's like, oh, I got you some steak. Like, really? Like, right next to his freaking pillow is a picture of like a filet mignon steak.
Yeah, let's talk about Akira. She's not introduced until a little bit later on in the series, probably around like the 9th or 10th episode. But she was one of the most funny characters, and she didn't even have that many lines. It was just the things that
she did.
While she had screen time, it was like the writers made sure that they could squeeze out any ounce of comedy that they could from this woman, because everything she did was hilarious.
Yeah. The first episode he comes in, she's like, oh, it's really hot when I was coming to meet you, and I didn't want to, smell of sweat, so I changed into my bathrobe. Yeah. However, where she changed was on a train in front of like a handful of people. So while she's changing, it shows it. After scene, there's blood everywhere. People fucking bodies are scattered. And it's like
oh my God. It's like the subway train was looking like the end of Macbeth.
Oh, bastard.
No, but seriously, it was like she's in regular clothes and then flash change in a bathrobe, and it looks like somebody came along with a samurai sword and just murdered each and every single person on that train. The other characters, Akihisa and Akira, are not the only characters in the show. We got... Let's go into the character list here. We got Mizuki Himenji, which is one of the main female protagonists, who is not even supposed to be in Class F. She took a test, the aptitude test, but she got sick, and during the test she fainted, so she wasn't able to complete it. So the answers that she gave, although they were probably right, she didn't finish enough of the test to get into a good score. So the score was, the paper was marked as an F, and she got put in the F class. She's smart enough to be an A class.
Looking at that, that's kind of actually really stupid in for that, because when you're taking the test, they go, oh, being healthy is part of the test. Like,
when they tried to appeal it, she's like, wait, I was sick that day. Being healthy is part of the test. Really, dude?
I just wanted to get up there and punch the shit out of the guy after hearing that. Like, how is being healthy part of the test? I'm human. It's whatever. Done.
We got Minami Shimada, who is also stupid, but she's good at math.
Except when it comes to word problems,
just
like all of
you.
us. Yes, just like me. If you give me a fucking problem and it's got like x equals pi times r squared with a radius of whatever, I can fucking do it.
It'll be like this, Mike. You're taking a math test. Michael Martinez, yes. What is 9 times 9? 9 times 9 is 81. Cool. All right, you did it. Michael Martinez, yes. If a train leaves the station going at 15 miles per... Next question, please.
Next question, please.
If a space shuttle takes off the
Next
space...
question, please.
You want nothing to do with it. I'm the same way, but it was written in kanji, right?
Yeah, it was written in kanji.
If it was written in kanji, she couldn't read it.
She can't read kanji.
What an idiot.
Well, don't forget, though, she's also German.
What an idiot.
So, yeah, dude, she's an idiot, but not totally, because remember, she's German, so that kind of gives her a little bit of excuse for not being able to...
She's half Japanese. You can read the language. I mean, come on. We got Hideyoshi Kinoshita, also known as the only person to ever get their own gender.
This dude, I'm sorry. When the first time he summoned his avatar, it was like a 5-minute cutscene.
Total by shonen.
Yes.
Total by shonen.
This dude is a walking fucking trap.
The only trap that I've ever fallen for is Bridget from Guilty Gear.
Yes.
I did not know, okay? Until one of my friends said, dude, that is a guy. No, Bridget is a woman. No, Bridget's a guy. Hold on. Wiki. No, there's no way. Actual fan site. No, there's no way. Axis.com. God, no. Arc System works? Really? You guys made it a trap? That's the only one I ever fell for.
Just like Poison.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like Poison.
But in this one, they made it so funny. Like, it's in a bathhouse. How am I supposed to go to the bathhouse now? Dude, it's okay. Men's bathhouse.
Bathroom.
Women's bathhouse. Hideyoshi's
bathhouse. Even society has recognized Hideyoshi as his own gender. I was like, damn.
Oh my god.
There's so many things that we can rip on this series, but
what else? We got Yuji Sakamoto, who is the I want to make it look like a Baka so I can get in at class F, but I'm not really a Baka, but at the same time I'm actual Baka in disguise. He's an idiot, but he's not entirely stupid.
He's good at tactics.
He's good at tactics, but when it comes to other things, he sucks. Like getting out of relationships. With Shoko.
Bastard.
Kirishima, who's not even a main character. She's not in F class, but she's Yuji's forced upon bride.
Love that girl so much.
Like one of the characters who just loves a person to the point of becoming almost insane with jealousy.
Yeah.
To the point of poking out his eyes.
Yes, this bitch will, if she even thinks that he's thinking of looking at another girl, she's already poked out his eyes. And she's got like little scissor moments with her, things going with her fingers. So it's like, if you look at another girl, I will poke your eyes out. And it's like, at least warn me before you do it.
This is one of the shows, in all honesty, that after I was done watching it, I wanted a second season, which is good because there's a second season coming out.
And an OVA.
What I found funny about this show was that when I looked it up, the main demographic for this show was shonen, and it runs in Shonen Ace magazine. Do you find that weird? How Bakucha Test runs in a shonen mag? It's not really. It's not really like.
It doesn't. I don't think it after watching it, I don't think it even qualifies for shonen.
It is a comedy series through and through. I didn't think that it would be in a shonen mag, like along with not Shonen Jump, Shonen Ace, but shonen is shonen. Like it's what we talked about before on the A3K podcast with Sean. And shonen is shonen. I didn't think that Akihisa was a character that he finds some unknown power he didn't know laid deep within inside him. Akihisa's an idiot. The only redeeming quality that Akihisa probably has is the fact that he cares about other people.
And that his avatar can literally pick stuff up and move it.
Yeah, it's strong. They use that thing for so much manual labor. It's like, why don't we just have Akihisa's avatar do it? I got Akihisa's avatar lifting boxes,
lifting tables,
making barricades.
Hey, I won't lie. When he made the barricade, it was funny as shit.
It also made me want to go and see what else Silverlink had done.
Silverlink?
Yeah, the studio. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, you don't know who they are, and neither did I until after I started watching the show. If you watch the opening credits, they show the animations done by Silverlink and Shaft. So this made me Shaft. This made me want to go and look at the other things that Shaft and Iron Brain have done. Especially, I guess it's good that Funimation got a hold of it.
Thank God.
Sentai Filmworks probably would have released it in a subbed format, which I would have had no problem with. But what did you think of the dub for this show?
I liked it. I had no problems with it. I won't lie on that point.
Yeah, me neither.
There were some points that I watched that you know how like when you normally go to watch it and the dub is like that certain part for the dub is so bad that you have to go to Japanese to watch it?
Right.
I didn't have a problem with that. What I did was I found it so funny that I forgot what it was like in Japanese, and then I went to go watch it and laughed my ass off.
As far as the show goes, two questions. Would you recommend it to a friend? And where can the people that are listening to this podcast pick this up?
Yes, I would definitely recommend this. If you have a Blu-ray player, buy it in Blu-ray. That's what I did. That's what Jameer did.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth the $70, the $50 to $70 that it is. Best place to get it, I'd say a convention, because like an anime convention, because you might get the price knocked down a little bit from what it really is.
You can get it at Amazon too for like $40.
Yeah, Amazon too, but like like I was saying, if you go to like conventions, I think the DVD, the Blu-ray costs like $70. I got it for $50.
Yeah, but it pays for itself. It's a DVD and Blu-ray in a box. So you basically have two different copies of the same show. I would recommend this to anybody who likes comedy and just wants to sit down and watch something that's funny. It doesn't take itself seriously. Yeah. It doesn't try and shove like romance down your throat. Like, I hated when shows proclaim they were a comedy and then you turn around and they
like
have
the last 2 to 3 episodes, they come around and it's like, oh, what a twist.
Yeah, man. It's like, where's the comedy? This is all about, it turns into such a like dramatic love fest with a few spurts of comedy here and there. The best The best show I could possibly compare this to would most likely be Hayate the Combat Butler. The comedy is about on par with it. I just rate that Hayate is a little bit more funnier.
Yeah.
But as far as, getting it goes, dude, give it a shot. It's awesome. It's one of the best anime to come out this year, being in a dubbed release format that Funimation has done. I give it an A. The only gripe that I had for it was it doesn't really go too much into the setting of the show, and some of the characters are forgettable.
Yeah, some of the characters are definitely forgettable, and as you said, the setting for it, I kind of wish they would have dove in a little bit onto the system, even though even though it has the premise of a Saturday morning cartoon.
Exactly.
I kind of wish that they would have given some background on the school and the summoner system and like their little avatars that they can use to fight with, because I'm actually interested in that, because this school makes me really pissed off at my high school years.
I wish my high school was like this too. I found myself being like, wow, why couldn't Miramar High School have been like this, for the 4 years that I've been going there? But, anime's anime, and unfortunately
if our high school life was like this, I would have had no problem getting up at like 6 o'clock in the morning and going to fucking school.
So
I would have skipped.
Yeah, exactly. So to recap, basically, if you haven't seen this yet, watch it, buy it. Please don't illegally stream it.
Please don't.
Buy it, watch
Help the industry.
Enjoy it. This is two guys and a mic signing off. For those of you still in high school, we're sorry that we had to make this podcast to make you guys envious of whatever your high school life is right now.
I'm not.
Peace out, guys.
私服の時間例えるのならマジで炎上不意の各地平和こうした追試の知らせ地獄だ友達との笑い話にいるわけいいよそんなバカでも本当は胸の奥では叫んでたんだ自分がそうでした駐車場で見